So last year I made a video talking about how I actually make these YouTube videos, and it's been a little over a year now, so things have kind of changed. My workflow's kind of changed, gear has changed a lot, but the basic fundamentals of it really haven't changed that much. So last year I went into detail about how I make my scripts, things like that, and that really hasn't changed. I still write them down in text edit. I still plan out what I'm going to say on my computer. I'm actually just pulling up the video from last year now because I can't remember if I actually backed things up on my external hard drive last year when I made that video. I'm watching this now and my room looks relatively different because I've moved stuff around, and the setup I had, you could tell it was just things I had thrown together, which isn't bad. It did the job for a little under a year, so I can't really complain about the setup that was in last year's video. Alright, so I wanted to make this video because things have changed a lot in the past year, and I'm really interested to see how things will change in the next year of my little YouTube career I got going on here. So let's just get right into it. I'm gonna kind of hold this camera, first person, this stuff. It's gonna be kind of weird, but let's see what happens. Alright, here we are on the SX60HS. I'm gonna walk out of my room. Alright, so we walk in, here we go. Got my trains, these weren't here last year. My desk was over here last year. My bed was over there. But as you can see, I kind of switched things around. But to get to the point that actually matters, this is the kind of little filming space. You guys can see I got my light and stuff. So to start with the light, because I used to use this light here. It was just like a little onboard camera light. It did the job. It provided me for about a year and a half of decent lighting for my videos, and it definitely worked. Basically, I'd screw that light onto this thing, then I'd wrap it around my mic arm, swing it over so I can get a decent lighting shot. And it worked. It wasn't the most efficient thing, but it definitely did the job. But with this new fancy light I got for my birthday, it's a pretty decent light. You can change the brightness of it. You guys see it dim, get really bright. You can change the color temperature, so if I go over here, I can make it really blue. I can make it warm. I like to have it on warm just because I'm surrounded by warm lights. It could also take the same battery that other light took, so if this wasn't close to a power outlet, but fortunately it is, I could just run it off batteries. But why do that when I can just plug it in over there? Moving down the line, basically you see the keyboard that I used last year. I really wish I could still use it, but unfortunately, there's some weird thing with my laptop where if I plug it into this screen, the colors get all messed up and it's literally unusable for color grading and things like that. So I just use this screen for my PS4 down there, which is where I play all my video games. So this keyboard just kind of sits here stationary, waiting to be used. Speaking of the computer, we also got the new laptop, which I got in December of 2018. I worked all summer and most of the winter for it, and I'm definitely satisfied with it. It's a late 2013 15-inch MacBook Pro with a quad-core i7, 16 gigabytes of RAM, 500 gigabyte SSD, has an NVIDIA GT 750M graphics card with 2 gigabytes of video memory. This thing's a beast and it works really well for video editing, especially with Final Cut Pro. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's move to the camera. This is the new camera. I got this around the same time, and again, worked for it just like that laptop. And I got the camera SL2 with the 1855 kit lens, because that works really well for this kind of scene. Got the Joby Gorilla Pod. That's actually a real Joby Gorilla Pod 2 with the nice ball head on it. This is very stable. I'm definitely happy with it. It is very expensive. It is definitely a big upgrade from that one right there. Same microphone, Rode Video Mic Go, with a windscreen on, just because I just keep that on there. And this is typically what I'm looking at when I'm filming videos. I have my light up there, the camera, all that fancy stuff. So the gear has obviously been upgraded, and it's been upgraded pretty decently. Lots of upgrades, new light, new camera, new laptop, new tripod, things like that. And my editing has also been immensely upgraded. I've gone from using ScreenFlow and just putting the folder on my internal hard drive, then deleting it after I was done, to now I use Final Cut Pro 10. I back it up on my external hard drive. I do a lot more intense edits now that my videos are getting more demanding, now that I want to make better videos for the internet. And my old 2009 MacBook Pro, I made a video talking about this when I just got this one, talking about how I just really needed an upgrade because things were starting to get way too demanding for my 2009 MacBook Pro. Just other than the upgrades in software, hardware, and also the different types of videos I make, the edit's still basically the same. I cut out silent parts, I cut out all the mistakes and stuff, obviously, because I actually suck at talking to the camera. I make so many mistakes, but luckily we have editing software so that way I can cut all that stuff out, make it look like I kinda know what I'm doing. And just like in last year's video, I'll say this again, I think watching videos like this talking about gear, setups, workflows, I think they're very important for people to watch because you can learn a thing or two from people. Like I've learned this by watching a bunch of other YouTubers set up. I kind of took it all, compiled it into one, kind of tweaked it so I could fit my own environment, and well, here we are. But yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing I did last year. I time-lapsed me editing a video last year. I'm gonna do that for this one too, so